Today we'll be talking about how investing early can be better than investing later on in your life. Today we'll be talking about why you should invest earlier than later, of course, how early investing can set you up for a financial future, a stable one, and why that financial stable future can keep you on track and keep your financials in the family. So, investing earlier than later is of course always better, and you'll be thinking that in your 20s it's hard to invest because you'll be in college or you'll just be getting out and just now getting your first job, but it's easier than you may think. Investing in your early 20s instead of investing in your 30s can end up doubling your money in just that short amount of 10 years. And of course you'll be thinking, yeah, it's 10 years, of course I can double my money, but it's not always that easy. If it was that easy, everyone would be throwing their money in different companies and hoping they'd make money. As Austin Lander says in Profit from Responsible Investment, when you invest in your 20s rather than your 30s, you can double, if not triple, your money by doing it in the standard index funds like S&P 500 or the NASDAQ or even the Dow Jones. As Mr. Kumar says, in index investing, index funds grow 7% to 8% a year every year. Even through the COVID crashes, even through a second COVID crash when the second vaccines came up, the S&P 500 dipped around 2.3% and shot right back up the following 2 days, meaning that index funds, no matter almost anything they go through, they're bound to just jump right back up. And you'll be thinking, if index funds are that safe, why don't I just put my life savings in that? Every investing's risky. Any type of investing you do is always going to have downsides or unforeseen circumstances to follow in the future. But index funds are definitely the safest, the least profitable, but the safest funds to go into. And Robert Kiyosaki's book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, he says, the work you do throughout your life isn't for the money, it's for the information you learn throughout your career. So, as a finance major, going into finances teaches me how to manage money, how to use money, and how to keep that money in my family. And so, instead of going into a normal finance job and working for that money, instead of working for the money, I'm working for the knowledge to understand how to invest in my future and keep the finance in my wealth, or my family, sorry. In Poor Man's Profit by Peter Carbonara, he says, short-term investors never win. And Robert Kiyosaki actually pictures a short-term investor as a crazed pilot just driving his plane and nosediving it into the ground. And what he's trying to depict is you can make a lot of money in short-term investing, but the next minute it could all go crash and burn. And that is something you do not want to experience, most definitely. As easy as investing sounds, it of course isn't. It takes many hours, many days, many months of studying, researching, and really finding what you want to invest in, because you can almost invest in anything you're interested in. So a key step would be finding something you're passionate about, finding a company you really like, and investing in them from the start or wherever you found them, and watching them grow as a company while it grows your wealth. In Teach Your Kids Wealth by Robert Kiyosaki, he teaches his son how they have money, but instead of just spending it on fancy stuff, putting it in short-term accounts, they really teach each other, teach his kids how to save wealth, how not to spend it, and how to teach his kids, the kids' wealth, to really keep it in the family, because generational wealth tends to die out in just 3 generations. That meaning by the time my grandkid is born, the generational wealth we worked for to keep in our family to have a stable financial future could just crash and burn and be gone by the time I'm 60, by the time my grandkid's born. And that just goes to show why financial literacy and early investing is always key. Because if you can invest early and build that money early while learning and teaching others, teaching your kids how to keep it in the family, you'll be set. So keeping money in your family is always key. If you invest earlier, it'll set you on track for a stable financial future, and how relieving that final financial future is for the future, for your kids, for the family. And it'll keep you from working in the present to spending time in the present, because it's not about the money, it's about what you do for time. So instead of working for time, time's working for you while you do what you want.
Very good. Look at you making a 5-minute speech like it was nothing.